Chapter 13. Always Ready to Fight. Dean Hancock was Fate Hancock's nephew and Church's first cousin. He lived on East Valley Road near the home of Buell Swafford. Dean was said to have been a very rough character. George Bowman stole Church's pistol about 1933 or 34, but Church thought that Dean had stolen it. Church and Dean got into a fuss over the pistol, and Church hit Dean's arm with a potato fork, breaking his arm. This happened at Church's home on the road, which is now the ABC subdivision. A few days later, Dean went up to Church's garden fence where Church and his Uncle Cleve Hancock were digging potatoes. Church warned the approaching Dean, "Don't you step over that fence." Church and Dean ignored him, and he said, "I want to talk to my Uncle Cleve." And he stepped over the fence. So Church rushed into the home and grabbed his pump shotgun. When Dean saw him coming out of the house with that shotgun, he took off, and he jumped that fence like a rabbit and ran down the road as fast as he could. Now, a story about Church and Jim Morgan, who was known to steal and drink, is told in Charles Clark's book. Jim stole Church's pistol from his saddlebags. Church somehow knew Jim had stolen it, and he went to his home where Jim was staying with his two sisters in Morgan Springs. As Jim came out on the porch, Church told him, "By doggy, son, I've come after my gun." He said, "I don't know." Church interrupted him by saying, "I've come after my gun. You stole it from my saddlebags, and I'm going to make it a little smoother than that. I either come after my gun or you. It really don't make a difference which one. I'd just soon have one as the other." As Jim's sister tried to get between them, Church said, "Now, Miss Morgan, I don't have no fuss with you, but it's better one than two. Step aside, because I'm going to nail him." Jim quickly said, "I'll go get it." Church said, "No, you won't either. You're not going to go get out of my sight. I'm keeping a bead on you. If you want to tell one of your sisters where it is, let them go get it." Jim told him right where the gun was, and when Miss Morgan came back and handed the gun to Church, he made her hand the gun to Jim, and made Jim walk up to him and give the gun back. Church then got in his car and drove away. Hubert Boring, Herschel Clark, and Church Lester were at a place one day when Tillman Hurd drove up in a car with a woman who wasn't his wife. Church said, "I wonder if he's come here to start something." As he laid his pistol on the counter, he said, "If he starts something, I'll end it." And Herschel said, "Church wasn't somebody you didn't want to mess with. For anyone who didn't know Church, he appeared to be a blow, all talk and no action. But those who knew Church, they knew well enough that he did what he said he'd do." One day, Church and his friends Tillman Hurd, Bob Corder, and Oakley Milliron, and Parker Rice were drinking and talking. Bob suggested to Milliron that he jump on Church. Milliron was about 16 years younger than Church and thought he could whip him. The whiskey Milliron was drinking emboldened him enough to try. Church nearly beat Milliron to death.